Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Weekly Brief. It is March 30th, 2026 right now. We're only about 2 weeks out from the end of the legislative session. I should say I'm Robbie Feinberg. I am Director of Communications and Government Relations for the Maine School Management Association, here to bring you with the latest on the legislative session so far. As I mentioned, we do have just 2 weeks left in the legislative session. Things are moving quickly. We're expecting to really hear the latest on the budget over the course of this week, really seeing a budget deal start to come through, which can include, obviously really important financial issues as well. We've got several big education bills still hanging out there that are going to be going into the House and the Senate over the course of the next few days, opening themselves up for some big full votes. And that's where we really will need you all to reach out to your local legislators, really make your voice heard. So I'm going to walk you through kind of what we are asking this week, where we are at with a few different bills, and how you can help to partner with us. So let's get underway. Okay, so what we are going to start with today, and really the focus of today's video, is really about LD 2175. And we talked a lot about this bill over the course of the session. What this bill is doing is really certifying new rules from the State Board of Education that our school leaders have really been involved in shaping, and that we really believe are going to help to strengthen Maine's educator workforce, really open up new opportunities for teachers all across Maine, and really help to bring the best people into our classrooms. Just as a quick catch up on some background, so the majority of the Education Committee has voted to support this bill. The pieces that we are really highlighting and think would be a really, really important piece to be added to our certification process is the addition of a new portfolio pathway for educator certification. This portfolio pathway, we believe, is really going to help in a couple of ways. It is supported by every major group representing Maine educators. This is the teachers in the MEA. This is principals, superintendents, MACT, special education administrators, really people from all across Maine in our schools, saying that this is going to make a difference. So a few things we want to hit with it, and what we think it would be important for you to highlight as well, is number one, this bill would really help career changers. So this portfolio pathway would allow, if someone is coming from outside of the field into education, we know that there are a lot of administrative barriers right now that really make that process really overwhelming for career changers. So what this would do is allow for the option of a potential portfolio pathway, which is where a district can work together with a candidate, can work together with veteran mentor teachers, as well as with higher education partners, to really create an individualized plan for a candidate to get certified in teaching in Maine. So what it would do is that they would really work to recognize a candidate's prior professional experience, and then look for the gaps that they currently have in their skills and their knowledge, and then create a plan through coursework, through mentoring, for classroom support, really all of these different elements of many different institutions working together to create a personalized plan for these career changers to eventually get their endorsement. We think this would make a really big difference. We know many examples of people who've been unable to enter the field and able to come into education because of these issues. And what this would really do is this would allow for really meaningful professional development, really allowing for groups working together, ensuring that somebody really has that knowledge they need, instead of having to just go to, we often see people go to random, out of state, not necessarily the best quality online courses to get that. But this would be really a whole lot more meaningful local professional development on this. So we think this would make a big difference. In addition, we think that this would really help for experienced educators who would want to change endorsements as well. So this would allow someone to potentially go from one endorsement area to another, and to really let districts focus training where it's needed, so they don't need to go through the process of getting that duplicative coursework, but can really assess what they already know, which in a lot of cases is quite a lot if you're already a teacher, but then be able to get that content knowledge or that other information to help them move efficiently into those high need areas if they want to. So we are expecting that this is probably going to get voted on in the full House and or Senate this week. We've seen some close to final language on this, and we will need you all to reach out this week as soon as possible to your legislators, urging them to support this bill. So check your email, because coming in on Monday, you'll be seeing your email for talking points and sample letters that you can share with your local lawmakers about this. But here are some example talking points that we've got here. Those talking points are included in those emails. But again, as we pointed out, so really stress, if you are reaching out to your local lawmakers, LD 2175 will enable districts to fine-tune professional development to the actual needs of candidates. That will make a really big difference. Can really allow for a lot of folks working together towards reaching these needs, getting that content knowledge there. There also will allow for local control with state oversight, which will allow for real rigor in this process, but flexibility as well, really helping to personalize things for the individual needs of each candidate. These district teams will really work together on this. So we see this as a really encouraging move, looking at what this is going to do here. And then also stress that this is not going to replace traditional teacher prep. We all know how important that is as well. That pipeline is still the vast majority of educators are still going to go through that. It is not intended to replace any of that, but just to allow for people from other parts of the, from outside of the profession to come into it, or if you're changing endorsements, to go through things that way. So really seen as a supplement to that traditional pathway. And then we are stressing that the result of this is going to be a smarter investment in people, which are going to support strong candidates already in our communities and ensuring they have the knowledge and skills and they are best trained to meet the needs of our students. So what to share? So share those talking points. That will be really, really helpful. Share the talking points we shared, share the sample letter we shared, but also specific information from your district. Provide examples of quality applicants that you may have been unable to hire because of barriers. Maybe talk about applicants from out of state who couldn't come in, applicants looking to enter education from another field. Even include examples of particular programs or classrooms, or, maybe something like CTE, those areas that have been hard to find staff members for. Talk about those sorts of examples and how this would make a big difference in making sure you have the best educators to fill those programs. So what can you do right now? So again, share those talking points. How can you find your local legislators? Well, hopefully you already have a connection with those local legislators right now. But if you don't, what you can do, you can head to our legislator lookup tool to find your state senator and your state rep. You'll find a link to it right at the bottom of this page. I'll also include it right at in the description section for this YouTube video right here. But it's a very easy tool to use. Go to that link, just type in your district in the kind of the bubble that is prompted there. Just type in that district and you will immediately get every single local state rep and state senator representing your district right there. Just click on that email all legislators button and you will get an email to immediately pop up with all of your local lawmakers already there for you to send an email to. Just include those talking points, just include a short message to them, urging them to support it. Say that this is what, would make a really big difference for your school district. And again, making it personal really helps if you can, as we mentioned, sharing stories of applicants you couldn't hire, understaffed programs, things like that. That would make a really big difference. And again, you'll see all of this in the email that we've sent to you all, our latest weekly brief email. But again, this is the process that you can take right now in order to reach out about this bill. Now, of course, we got a couple other bills from the Education Committee that we are still waiting to be heard by the full House and the Senate. So just wanted to quickly touch on those. So these are LD 2226. This is the EPS funding bill that would make some big changes to the school funding formula. We'll be sharing out more information and talking points within the next few days, probably by Wednesday, on this particular bill, because you all will need to reach out to your lawmakers on this bill. and really tell them why some of these changes really are important to be making right now. And then we've also got LD 1892. This is the bill that would make some really significant changes to school construction all across the state, really expanding the school renovation program, really doing a whole lot of work around that. And so we will once again be urging you to support that bill as well. And we'll be getting out something to you all probably again within the next few weeks on this bill as well. If you've got any questions, contact me. My email is right there. My cell phone is right there. Feel free to email me, call me, text me, however you want to do. That's the best way to go about reaching out on these different bills right here. So again, we appreciate all of your support in terms of our legislative advocacy. So again, what you'll be expecting over the next few days is lots of these different talking points on these bills. And what we will also be urging you to do as well is that once a bill makes it through the House and the Senate, several of these bills do involve some funding. So that means that several of these bills are going to have to go to the Appropriations Committee. And that's where we will also be urging you to reach out to the Appropriations Committee as well. Tell the Appropriations Committee, fund these particular bills because we know that they are so important for our schools, for our communities, for our taxpayers. They are going to make a big difference. For now, thanks as always for your partnership. Please reach out if you need anything else, and we'll talk with you in just a few days. Thanks so much.